Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your AEW Rampage Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 1428 of the show. How's it going, everybody? And hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. Well, we'll do some changing some things around here a little bit for these episodes because a lot of wrestling shows have been happening earlier in the day and earlier in the afternoon. I end up watching them, and so if you do not want to be spoiled for the SmackDown episode, do not watch my SmackDown Event Center Wrestling Report unless you fully watched it later tonight at 8 o'clock. But I'm not going to talk about SmackDown right now because Rampage has been over a little bit over half an hour ago. So I can report on that because it moved to a special time because of the Western Conference Finals as the Dallas Mavericks battle the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the Eastern Conference Finals between the Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers, the Celtics are up 2-0. 2 more games, and they're in the NBA Finals to await the winner of the Mavericks Timberwolves series. So, but right now, I'm sure Indiana will probably find a way to try to even up the score. But the way the Celtics have been playing, if they keep playing the way they've been playing, they might be sweep. I don't know. But I'm not going to be putting the cart before the horse. But right now, they got, in order for the Celtics to be dominant, they got to keep their foot on the gas. That's very, very important. But we're not going to talk about some basketball. We'll talk some AEW Rampage Event Center Wrestling Report for May the 24th, 2024. Big Bill and Chris Jericho join on commentary as Pac goes one-on-one with Rocky Romero. Heck of a matchup. In fact, there was a tweet that Jay White gave out to. It said, "Hey Romero, you beat Pac, you be part of the Bang Bang gang." But Pac did beat Rocky Romero by submission. Pac then calls out the Gun Brothers for tomorrow night on Collision. Now, Collision, it will be on TBS and not on TNT because of the NBA playoffs. So Collision will be tomorrow night on TBS. The Gun Brothers, it will be the battle of brother teams as the Gun Brothers, Austin and Colton, to face the team of the Lucha Brothers, Pento and Zero Miedo, and the returning Rey Fenix. And I think if Phoenix and Penta win the matchup, the Trios matchup at Double or Nothing will be for the Trios, One Unified Trios Championship. And then Chris Jericho decided to address Hook and Katsuyori Shibata for this coming Sunday's Double or Nothing. And as he keeps running his mouth, Shibata says, "You know what? I've had enough." He goes over and fights Big Bill. But as Chris Jericho was kind of looking bewildered, you probably would think Hook cannot be far behind. He attacked Jericho from behind with the Red Rum, and they fought through the crowd in Bakersfield. And then Renee Paquette interviewed Hook and Shibata, and Hook says, "No matter what it takes, I'm going to get that title back." And then Samoa Joe gets into Hook's face, tells it like it is, and then it calls Shibata Speak and Spell. I'm like, Speak and Spell, though, that's a reference from an old school toy from the late 70s, early 80s, my friend. So shout out to you, Samoa Joe, for that reference. And then afterwards, after Samoa Joe walks away to prepare for his matchup, Hook decided, well, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to be the FTW champ again. Walks out, see you Sunday. And then Shibata was going, after I win the FTW title, this is through his Google Translator, after I win the FTW title, I'm going to see Carrot Top. He's funny. I love Shibata. Shibata is, it's like, that's a good idea for somebody who can't speak English. Just type it down in Google Translator, just hold it up and cut a promo right there and then. That's even funny, and I think Shibata's a smart man. I tell you what, I like Katsuyori Shibata. He acts serious in the ring, and then when it comes to cutting promos, hey, make something funny. Hey, there you go. Well, I'm sure Carrot Top will probably appreciate that. So I can see Carrot Top now. Hey, a Japanese wrestler is a big fan of mine. All right. Hey, if you're the king of prop comedy, you're popular with everybody in the world. Matt Menard was replacing Jericho on commentary after what happened to Jericho. And then Samoa Joe went one-on-one with Dom Kubrick. I don't know if he's related to Stanley Kubrick or what, or Dom, Mr. I don't know. Anyway, Samoa Joe beat the crap out of him, so that was pretty funny. Renee Paquette interviewed Deonna Purrazzo and decided that play the time and date to face her. So Deonna Purrazzo decided to challenge Thunder Rosa at Double or Nothing, the buy-in. So it will be a Double or Nothing, the buy-in. So what a Memorial Day weekend this is going to turn out to be. We got King and Queen in the ring tomorrow night. We got Double or Nothing on Sunday. There you go. Roosh was one-on-one with Isaiah Cassidy. Heck of a matchup between these two, but Roosh usually beats his opponent quick, but Isaiah Cassidy decided to let Isaiah Cassidy hang in there, and they're doing chop fests and all that. Isaiah Cassidy never backed down, but in the end, Roosh did win the matchup. And then Arcadia Aura interviewed Brian Cage after Brian Cage had a huge win, and said, "What's next for you guys?" And then he said, "We're no longer, the Mogul Embassy is dead. We turned the page. We burned it. Now we are known as the Cage of Agony." And as Prince Bishop Khan and Brian Cage walked away, Toa Leone seems to be intimidating poor Miss Arcadia Aura, and ended up going to the camera and knocking down the cameraman. You better watch yourself there. This guy's tough. If AEW foolishly releases Toya Leona, they're going to say, "Hey, go to the WWE. They got the Bloodline guys there." So, speaking of Bloodline, I'll talk about that on the next episode of the show. So, anyways, so the pay-per-view is pretty good. The main event, Will Nightingale and Chris Statlander versus Anna Jay and the debuting Alex Windsor from the UK. I'll tell you what, making your debut in a main event of a show, that's a big deal. Heck of a matchup between these two teams of wonderful up-and-coming beautiful ladies in wrestling in AEW. And Will Nightingale, Chris Statlander has Stokely Hathaway in their corner, but Stokely Hathaway did not get involved in the matchup. Good on him. But the winners of the matchup is Will Nightingale and Chris Statlander. That's right. And Mercedes Moné comes out to interrupt the celebration and starts talking trash to Will Nightingale. Will Nightingale says, "Come on." They started beating the snot at each other. Chris Statlander trying to get involved, and then she gets knocked out by Moné. And then it got to the point where both women were brawling to the point where security was breaking up the brawl. Referees tried to help the security out. And then when both men finally separated, Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway pulled Nightingale out, leaving Mercedes Moné in there holding the TBS title, and it angered Will Nightingale. And so a lot of mind games played between both competitors as they face each other in Double or Nothing tomorrow night, Sunday night. Tomorrow night's King and Queen of the Ring, let me tell you. And Will Nightingale I got to give a shout out to Victor Taylor Perry and the Wrestling Club. I thought it was so super cool to open up a wrestling club, and also learn and educate at the same time, which I think is so super cool. You give homework assignments. Hey, watch this match, watch that match, and I thought it was so super cool. And some of the wrestlers made appearances in the wrestling club. I mean, the New Day made an appearance. Mercedes Moné, when she was Sasha Banks, made an appearance, and recently got to give a shout out to Willow Nightingale. This is a cool thing, and the thing is they kept it as a surprise, which is so. It's even cooler. I saw this on X.com, and I followed Victor Taylor Perry because I thought it was really cool to have a bunch of kids who are wrestling fans, and then have a club about it, and almost like in a school, and then get education at the same time. I think it's I know a lot of us older people wish we had something like that back in the day. We can watch matches and all. I think with the power of the internet and all that, with the internet and all that, and social media, it really does help out a lot in that endeavor. So the kids were given an assignment, and in fact, and Victor Taylor Perry was an English teacher too. So you would think, and he incorporates education in the wrestling club as well, which I think is so super cool. You get to learn learn on your subjects at the same time. You use wrestling to help you do that, which I think is so super cool. When you cut promos or reports and all that, I think it's super cool. Again, totally awesome. And they were watching a matchup, and they get to watch matches and all. And they were watching a match between Will Nightingale and Athena. I think it was a Ring of Honor in the women's title situation. So they're doing chants, go, let's go Athena, let's go Willow, let's go Athena. And just as soon as they chanted, let's go Willow, Will Nightingale made a surprise appearance, and all the kids went totally nuts. I thought it was the coolest thing ever to see, and they were very happy, and Will Nightingale was like, oh my gosh, and she was really excited. I think the wrestling club, headed by Mr. Victor Taylor Perry, is a cool thing. Now they're gonna be very popular, so I'm sure the kids know what and understand what they're doing here. And so I thought it was really cool. I just see the looks on their faces when they were really excited to see Will Nightingale, and I'm sure some of the wrestlers that visit that club probably, some of those kids, they made their day. Sometimes. If a kid has a bad day or something like that, and those on wrestler comes in and cheers them up, hey, that person's day is made. It's like, I feel better and all that, and they'll probably say, I feel better and all that. And just to see that, it was really cool. So Victor Taylor Perry, shout out to you. Keep doing your thing, man. And make sure them kids behave themselves and do their work and work hard and enjoy wrestling. And because they both watch AEW and WWE, I thought it was super cool. Let them enjoy the wrestling, have fun, educate them, and hopefully they get a lot to learn. And when they graduate high school and all that, they're gonna say, "Hey, the wrestling club really helped me. Helped me really bolster up my self." Who knows? Who knows for sure? So it was really cool to see something like that. Wish we had that back in the day, but it is what it is. But it's so super cool to see that. So shout out to Victor Taylor Perry and the wrestling club. You guys keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. I love it. I love it. Put smiles on people's faces, man. That's all I say. So that's all the time we have on the show. Episode 1428 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. AEW Rampage Event Center Wrestling Report for May 24th, 2024. Up next will be SmackDown NXT Level Up. So, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.